Good morning and welcome to VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner. It's Monday, June the 19th, and I can tell you it's a beautiful sunny day down here in Cornwall. Paul, how's it up in London?
Well, it's a beautiful sunny day here too, but I guess we're getting showers every day here and now and then, aren't we?
Yeah, we had a few yesterday, has to be said, but that's good for the grass.
Yep, that's right.
Now, the US is closed today, so it's going to be a sort of quiet day anyway. Unfortunately, we do just sort of rather follow them sometimes. And the news in the mining space also seems to be pretty quiet. A few bits of lithium news probably around. First thing, Lake Resources, which is one that we've always followed quite a lot on the ASX. They've actually slowed things down a bit, Paul, haven't they?
Yes, they have. They formalized an announcement here, which suggested from the share price action, which has been pretty weak of a number of weeks now, has been at least a lot of people have known about. They have announced a slower two-phase development plan to bring the Kachi lithium brine reserves into production. It's now going to be two modules, 25,000 tons per annum on this direct lithium extraction program, but the first production not available until 2027 or so. And the idea was that it's slower because it's going to be bigger in both first and second stages, given the 37% increase in measured higher grade resources supporting at least 25 years of mine life, with a reserve base over 8 million tons of lithium carbonate equivalent. So that of course, designing that for the definitive feasibility study is what will be taking longer in order to do, and that's essentially what they have formally recognized today.
Okay, let's just stick. There's a few little bits of interesting lithium play, but I see that again on the ASX, Delta Lithium it's had a stake lifted in it by, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but Idemitsu, a Japanese group.
Yes, Idemitsu, the Japanese conglomerate, upped its stake in Delta Lithium up to 15% here. Idemitsu, the name conglomerate that's a coal miner in Australia for a good 40 years now, but they have definitely said that they would like to become an operator of lithium operations in Australia in due course. And they have made the investment in two other Australian lithium companies here in recent months and years. So they're following on their word, it would say, and it is interesting to see a dedicated fossil fuel producer going into the lithium space directly.
And again, just finishing on lithium, Paul, and on the ASX, but it also sort of tells you a little bit about the state of the market. I think all of these comments we're making, but lithium power, which is it's got Chilean and Australian lithium projects. They were hoping to spin off, weren't they? They're Australian lithium, but actually now they're going to sell them, aren't they, outright rather than IPO them? Is that right?
Yes, it certainly looks like that they think that a bird in hand in the form of cash or right up front is worth two birds in the bush, perhaps as far as share price action and performance, and given all the additional corporate costs involved with a ASX IPO. So they're going to sell outright their Western lithium asset subsidiary directly to Albemarle, in this case for $30 million Australian.
Okay, and also one I think might be worth mentioning on the TSX is Pivotal Metals, because they've got some Spanish tungsten that they're well, it's not going here; it's for sale, isn't it?
That's right. When they picked up this Horton Lake nickel project, which was an advanced high-grade nickel discovery that was never developed in northern Quebec, they decided that they would focus on the battery material and nickel, given its greater buoyance with investors than the tungsten space, though they had some pretty good advanced stage two former producing mines in Spain. But they have said in a statement today, as an update on Canadian operations, given what had been happening with all the wildfires in Quebec over the last 2 to 3 weeks, they have said that they're looking to reschedule their exploration program at Horden Lake for later this year, and may have to go into a winter drilling program as opposed to get it done during the summer. If they have to go to a winter program, as far north as the project is would have to be a helicopter supported program, so that would add additional cost. They do have the money. It's just a question of they would have preferred to have gotten the exploration work done while they could drive there. In the interim, they're going to put in some more exploration activity on their Belterre and Glaires Greenstone Belt project, which is a separate project, also in Quebec.
Fair enough. Anything you want to talk about in London? It is pretty quiet.
Yeah, ionic rare earths there. They had said, we follow them pretty close. The Uganda lithium or rare earth clay developer. They're also vertically integrating for rare earths recycling, and they do have their pilot plant now in Belfast up and running and producing some small amounts, at least at this point in time, of rare earth elements at very high purity, better than 99%.
Very good. Anything else, Paul?
That will do it for me at this time.
Very good. We'll speak again tomorrow. Thanks, Paul.
Very good.